Hi, my name is Charmaine and I welcome you all for today's lesson. Okay, for today, we will gonna be talking about chapter 4, lesson 1, the teacher as a curriculum evaluator. Okay, by this lesson, we will just gonna be focusing on the curriculum evaluation models. Okay, so the first model has been discussed by my partner. So you can just search Istilje Pilamasag on YouTube for the first model. So I was just gonna continue the second one to the fifth model. Before we're gonna continue, what is the second model? Okay, let us first know again what is curriculum evaluation models. Okay, it's a method for determining the worth and effectiveness of any newly implemented curriculum. Okay, it refers to the collection of information in which a judgment might be made about the worth and the effectiveness of a particular program. Okay, it's described as a way of determining the extent to which the curriculum goals and objectives are being or it has been achieved. Okay, now what is its purpose? Okay, it's to determine whether or not the newly adopted curriculum is producing the intended results and meeting the objectives that it has set forth. Okay, and it is an essential component in the process of adapting and implementing any new curriculum in any educational setting. Now, how about its goal? Okay, its goal is always to make sure that students are being provided with the best education, okay, as possible. Because the curriculum, it's a huge part of this. Curriculum evaluation is a means of deciding whether or not the chosen curriculum is going to bring the school closer to that goal. Okay, the goal is to make sure that the students are being provided with the best education. Okay, now we are done with reviewing what is the purpose, the goal of the curriculum evaluation. So this time, let us know the second model. Okay, we have the Tyler's Objectives Centered Model. Okay, Ralph Tyler, he is known to be the father of the evaluation. Okay, in his book, he presented the concept that curriculum should be two. It should be dynamic and a program under constant and revision. Okay, the Tyler's Objective-Centered Model, it is one of the best-known models for curriculum evaluation. Okay, it was known for the special attention it gives to the planning phases because it has a deductive process. When I say deductive process, it is from the general to the more specific one. Okay, so that is the process of it. Now, we have the three essential elements in this model. Number one, of course, it's the learner, the students itself. The second, the life in the community. It means the society, its environment. And the third one, it's the subject matter. This model has four principles. The first principle is to define appropriate learning objectives. Okay, what would be the objectives of this curriculum? The second one is to establish a useful learning experience. And the third principle is to organize learning experiences to have a maximum cumulative effect. And the last principle is to evaluate the curriculum and revising those aspects that did not prove the effect. Okay, so it's defining, establishing, organizing, and evaluating the curriculum. So that is the four principle of this model. Now, let's move on to the third model. We have Daniel Staffelbeam's CIPP model. Okay, what does CIPP means? Okay, it's the full form of CIPP refers to us as context, input, process, and product, which helps in the judgment of program values. Okay, now, the CIPP framework, it was developed as a means of linking evaluation with the program decision making. Okay, it aims to provide an analytic and rational basis for a program decision making, okay, based on the planning, the structuring, the implementing, reviewing, and revising decisions, which is each examined through a different aspect of evaluation. Okay, for the development of curriculum, this approach, which is the CIPP model, it's found very supportive and gives the way in a systematic manner. Okay, it refers to the approach of decision focus for examining and emphasizing the organized condition of information for operation and program management. Now, we have the core values of this model. The context evaluation, okay, we have the goals of it, the beneficiaries, the needs, let's consider that, the resources, the problems, the background in the environment. Now, how about the input? Okay, we're gonna evaluate the stakeholders, the strategies, the budget, the coverage, and its research. Now, how about the process one? The process evaluation. Okay, we have its actions. Okay, develop. We're gonna implement, monitor, and the feedback itself. Now, the outcome or the product. Okay, its impact. If it's effective, if it's transportability, if it's sustainable, and it cannot be or it can be adjusted. Okay, so we have the goals. Of course, we're gonna focus first what is our goals, and we're gonna plan about it, and we will gonna have some actions or the implementation itself, and then the outcomes, if it's effective or not. Okay, so that is the CIPP model. Now, the CIPP approach would become useful for the evaluation by focusing and handling such questions which can be asked with the decision maker. So, it also aims for the achievement of the decision maker so that the evaluation process may take beneficial and has a positive attribute which can be used. Next topic to discuss is stakes responsive model or stakes congruency contingency evaluation model. Okay, now what is stakes responsive model? Okay, it is more oriented and more directly to program activities than the program intents. Okay, in 1975, Robert Stake recommends the evaluator the 9 steps. Okay, what are these 9 steps? Okay, the curriculum evaluator follows the 9 steps. We have the first step. You're gonna meet with the stakeholders to identify their perspectives and intentions regarding the curriculum evaluation. The second step is to draw from the step 1 documents to determine the scope of the evaluation. The third steps, we're gonna observe the curriculum closely to identify the unintended sense of implementation and any deviations from the announced intents. The fourth step, okay, it's to identify the stated real purpose of the program. And the fifth one, okay, we're gonna identify the problem of the curriculum evaluation at hand and identifies and evaluate the design with the needed data. Okay, the sixth step, we're gonna select the means needed to collect data or the information. This is the seventh step. Okay, we're gonna implement the data collection procedure. The eighth step, it organizes the information into themes. And the last one is to decide with stakeholders the most appropriate formats for the report. Now, what is stakes congruency contingency evaluation model? Okay, when I say congruency, it refers to the degree of the alignment between what was desired and what was actually achieved. Okay, contingency refers to relationship between the variable to the other. Now, in 1975, okay, Robert Stake claimed that curriculum evaluation is not complete unless 3 categories or data are made available. Now, what are these 3 categories? Okay, we have the categories of data. These are the following. We have the first one, the antecedents. Okay, it includes data on students and the teachers. Okay, which is the curriculum to be evaluated and the community context. Now, the transactions. Okay, it includes time allotment, sequence of steps, the social climate, and the communication flow. Now, the third one, it's the outcome. Okay, it encompasses students' learning in the form of understanding skills and value or attributes, as well as the effects of the curriculum and the teachers, the students, and the school. Okay, so that is our fourth model. The last model that we will gonna be discussing for today is we have Scriven Consumer-Oriented Evaluation. Now, what is this? In 1967, Michael Scriven introduced this evaluation when education products flooded in the market. Okay, this evaluation, it uses criteria and checklists as a tool for either formative or summative evaluation purposes. Okay, so now the use of this criteria and checklist, it was proposed by him or by Scriven for the adoption by the educational evaluators. Now, the consumers of educational products are needed to support and implemented in this curriculum. The products are used in school that includes a textbook, modules, educational technology like softwares and other instructional materials that until now we are still using. Okay, this kind of model is really familiar to us because all of us are using this educational technology or using this product. Okay, so that is the four model that we discussed for today. Okay, we have the first one, Tyler Objective Centered Model. We have Daniel Staffelbeam CIPP model, or the Context, Input, Process, and the Product model. Now, the third one, we have the Stake Responsive model. And the last one is we have the Scriben Consumer-Oriented Evaluation. I hope that you learned a lot from this lesson. Bye! This is Charmaine, your reporter for today.